In my most recent conversations with the student, I have only heard one thing: that scholarship, that scholarship, that scholarship. I truly understand that scholarship is the Legend Scholarship in Germany. It is going to give you the fully funded all in one package. But what happens if you are not qualified for the that scholarship? Have you ever thought that what are my alternative options? What will you do going forward? Will it give a full stop to your German dream? No, right? There could be the alternative options which we do not really consider in most of the cases or think of. In today's video, we are going to talk about the most underrated scholarship, which is known as a Deutschlandstipendium. If, as a student, I have to restart my life, if I have to go back 5 years and think about this and take all these decisions wisely, then this is how I would do, and this is how we will be talking about in this video. So about me, I'm Akshay Sabka. It's been a quite long time that I have been here in Germany. I tend to make a videos for you all to make your life super easier in Germany. And in today's video, we are going to navigating about Deutschlandstipendium. Alright, so number one, what we need to understand is what is Deutschlandstipendium. It is a merit-based scholarship which is provided in Germany. Typically, it will be for 300 euros. 150 euros will be funded by the government regulatory, and another 150 euros will be funded by the private sponsors. Yes, these days it is difficult to hear. It is something not to believe on, but true, 150 will be provided by the government, 150 will be provided by the private sponsors. And the most important thing is it is eligible even for the international students. You heard me right. Yes, this is eligible for also an international student. Now, step 2. How can we find this scholarship? There are two ways to find this scholarship. First would be simply going on a Google, typing Deutschlandstipendium plus your university name. This will give you a result if your university is eligible under that scholarship or not. The second is the most easiest way is simply going on their website, for which I have mentioned the link in the description below. So you can simply go on their platform. Under the section scholarship, there will be an option of university, which is also known as a Hochschule in Germany. So you have to click there. When you will click on that option, it will give you a window to select your region. Under the region, let's say Bavaria, North Rhine-Westphalia or Baden-Württemberg. So you have to select your region. Under that region, it will indicate which universities are qualified or eligible under this scholarship. And this is the tricky part where most of the students do not understand the structure properly and tend to make mistakes. So I would highly recommend you to do your homework before even you think about the scholarship. Now we know how to find the scholarship. Now let us understand the next step. So in step 3, you need to have all your documents handy with you whenever you apply, not only for this scholarship but for other scholarships as well. The very first thing you should have handy is your resume or CV in Europass format. Second would be your transcript. Of course, try to keep multiple documents or sets handy so that whenever it is needed for something else, you should have it. More importantly, your motivational letter. We are also going to talk about motivational letter in this video, but you need to know that you should have a killer motivational letter in order to qualify not only for this scholarship but also for other scholarship. And most importantly for this scholarship is your social work or social contribution. What did you give to the society? Did you have any NGO supporting you, or did you support any NGOs? Did you do any fundraiser? Did you do any social activity for someone else apart from yourself? You need to, or you should be able to justify all this information in your motivational letter. So now talking about the weightage, let's say your CGPA will take most of the percent, it should take somewhere around 60% will be judged by your CGPA. Next, 40% will be divided into the various factors. The most important thing, what I have understood from my fellow friends who was able to get this scholarship, is your motivational letter and your social contribution. What is the social contribution? So if there was something when it was flooded in India, when there was an earthquake, when there was something needed for the society, and you went beyond your shoes in order to try to help them? Or were you part of the big committee? Were you helping other students to upskill themselves or in their studies? So these are the things, of course, will add value to your application. And if you can not only justify this on a motivational letter, but of course get the certificate, shields for this recognition, of course your application will stand out. I have had a friend from India who had a same situation. So she did not really have a good CGPA. It was an average, but more importantly, she was a part of social activities. She was supporting social activities, let's say the rural development project. When there was something which has happened, let's say some cities were flooded due to heavy rainfall, she was the one who was supporting or raising the fundraiser, and this made her motivational letter to stand out. And here is the takeaway on the motivational letter, that most of the times I have seen students doing the copy paste on motivational letter on resume. Of course, taking shortcut, sometimes it is easy, but in these cases it is not going to help you out, because when scholarship committee will shortlist your resume and when they will call you for an interview, how are you going to justify someone else's journey, right? What will you justify there? What will you tell them? How will you be able to convince them, right? So these are the things you need to take in mind when you think about copy pasting or taking someone else's motivational letter when you apply for a scholarship. Now, talking about the most important part of this video, what if you do not make it in the first go? You heard me right, that let's be honest here, let's be realistic here. Not every student makes it in their first go. Some might get it, some might not. Then what happens? Of course, you can apply for the second time. I have also met few students who did not get the scholarships in their first attempt, but of course they did not lose hope. They did try for the second attempt, they did try for the third attempt, and they were able to successfully get the scholarship. And this is something that you really also need to be focusing on. Instead of thinking about the rejection, just take the rejection in a positive way. Ask for the feedback. In some cases, you should be able to get to know the reason why it has been rejected. If not, try to analyze your CV, try to analyze your motivational letter, try to take extra courses, try to boost your motivational letter CV by doing some social services, by making sure that your goals, your course, your structure of the motivational letter CV aligns with your future. This is what they want to see in this motivational letter. And more importantly, keep all these documents handy. Pay attention to the deadlines, and if you need any help writing your motivational letter or reevaluating your motivational letter, feel free to DM us on Instagram. Our Instagram is Abroad Ki Duniya, and I hope this video has put you into the situation where you need to think about the different scholarships, not only DAAD but also Deutschlandstipendium, and subscribe to our channel to stay updated, because we are making a series wherein we will introduce you to the many different scholarships in Germany. So until then, stay healthy, stay wealthy. Auf Wiedersehen.